Good afternoon. Welcome to today's HCL CEE Café. Low-code and no-code platforms are getting a lot of traction in the past few years. Companies are experimenting and trying to explore this new way of quick application development and empowering business and IT people to quickly and effectively deliver a web applications. It makes it easier, it's more accessible for companies and for everyone to build a solution without specific or extensive programming language. I am Petr Kunz from HCL Software Company from the Digital Solutions Group, and this afternoon I will guide you through this area of application development. The whole session is recorded, so as you know, you will receive, after the session ends, you will receive email with links to video recording and slides and the presentation. Today, the company struggles with IT problems, with overwhelm IT department. As you know, there are always a few people missing in the IT department to cover all the requirements. In some companies, even critical processes are driven through spreadsheets, emails, there and back again, email ping pong. There is no written process that could be somehow automatically driven by some IT tool. Business people know this, and they still have to do their job because that's what they are paid for, and they are trying to find a way how to satisfy their needs, even if, for example, local IT is overwhelmed and do not have so many capacities to cover these requirements. That's why they tend to use third-party tools, some cloud hosting, some free, some paid, some outsourced systems. Often it is out of IT control. Often it is out of, for example, legal compliance, because we are in Europe. We need to take care about GDPR. We should not provide any sensitive or customer information outside of our company if it is not completely controlled, and so on and so on. That's why a new way of application development appears a few years ago. They call it, or it is called, citizen development. And by citizen, I mean not necessary IT person, not necessary IT developer. Because with citizen development, anybody who wants to, it could be a person from IT department, but not necessarily developer, or a skilled or experienced people from the business team. It could be marketing, it could be sales, it could be procurement, can assemble together a simple application that can help him or her to process the tasks they do every day. The citizen development platform should fulfill some requirements, as is mentioned on the slide. It should not be closed silo. So even if it is easy to deploy the application should be secure, should be accessible from other systems. Maybe the application could be integrated with your internal or external systems. Yeah, so you should be able to start quick, but then grow and integrate with your environment. We split citizen development into two parts, into two sections or flavors: no code and low code. You definitely saw these terms earlier. With no code, this is how I understand. With no code, I imagine a platform, a solution that requires zero programming language knowledge. So with no code, you can deploy, you can assemble an application without typing any line of code, without any JavaScript, Java, C, or anything, Python. No, you just put pieces together like Lego pieces, do some configuration, yes, but not coding. If you want to go one step further, one extra mile, you can continue and move from no code to low code. And with low code, I understand something that helps you build application quickly, that takes care about boring stuff like putting pieces of web form onto the page, aligning, maybe some visualization and so on, and you focus on business logic. So you focus on how the form and how the fields in the form, in Domino terminology, you take care about form business logic, agents, actions, and so on. And in this case, with low code, you can use some programming language. It is web application, so it is usually JavaScript. It is not something that it is just in the preview or alpha phase or in early adopter phase. It's spreading, it's getting traction these years. And on this slide, you can see two numbers from analyst companies that in the upcoming years, we will be facing low-code, no-code platforms in our environment, in our companies, more and more, and they will get more and more percentage of apps our customers and our employees will be dealing with. In HCL company, in Digital Solutions, we fulfill requirements for low-code, no-code solution with Domino Leap, HCL Domino Leap. It's an addition to your Domino environment. So if you are a Domino customer, it's a natural step to enhance, to extend your Domino environment with this add-on. This installed on Domino server, the same way as you deploy Traveler or Nomad or Verse. So it's easy to deploy, easy to start. For which use cases our customers usually use Leap, use Domino Leap? I gather some use cases and split into two categories. First one is internal. Internal usage very often means process, stages, let some document go through one or multi-level approvals. Typical examples could be vacation approval. Typical is some kind of approval. It could be a purchase, a new request for hardware, software, vacation, promotion, and so on. So it is something that is often done via either too complex software like CRM, and people do not tend to use it because it's too complex, or very simple tool like email, like shared Excel and sending it via email, and it is not suitable to cover all the requirements. Second category is external facing, and for this category is typical to engage non-employees, engage external people. It could be your customers, it could be your potential customers, it could be your business partners. Usually you expose on your public website or send link via URL, a link to a web page, to a web application created with Domino Leap, and it has some form of registration, feedback, survey, gathering ideas, and so on and so on. For example, if you registered for this Domino Café series, Digital Solutions series, you registered via a simple registration form that I created and host on Domino Leap. So this is typical usage. in both cases, you can reuse the application. So if you create registration for DS Café, you can copy this application later, modify some fields, and you have a registration for some one-day event or something like this. So in both cases, you can reuse what you already created. If you check the use cases, you could say it's too easy. It looks like simple use cases like vacation approval and feedback and survey and so on. So it's probably for small companies, not for big companies that has a full-size IT department and they can do it for the business people. That's not entirely true. On this slide, you can see a customer testimony, Lufthansa. We all know Lufthansa, and they deployed Leap, and it organically spread because it's easy to use, easy to deploy, easy to invite users to use it. And over the time, they deploy, you can see it at the end of the slide, 2,000 applications on this low-code Leap platform. It could be as easy as to fill some requirement for the plane or checking the status or something like this. But yes, this is what low-code is about. Before we go to the demonstration, I put together this slide that shows how a company, how you as a customer or you as a business partner typically explore this Domino Leap low-code platform. You start by deploying the Leap. It's very easy. As I mentioned, it runs on Domino. It stores everything on Domino. It takes user registry from Domino. Data is stored in NSF. So it's easy to start for admins. You can deploy it as easy as shutdown server, install Leap, start server, and done. So this is the first point. Second point is it is also easy for users to use. Not only it is easy to install, but it is easy to create your first application, to create your first no-code application. You just assemble a pieces into a web page, publish, and done. This is what I will show you in a few minutes. Second point is, okay, you design some form. It could be simple, it could be more complex, but you probably do not want just to submit the form. You probably want some stages, some approvals. So in the next phase, you probably add some roles and stages, like, okay, first stage is submit, second stage goes to manager assign it to dedicated people, then dedicated people fulfill the requirements, mark done, and then it is completed. So after you design the first forms, you probably add some workflow. Next step is often extensibility, which means, okay, this is the default look and feel, for example, user interface. I want to modify it a little bit. So you want to change the colors to your corporate colors. You want to add some graphics, corporate logo, for example. You want to make some elements more interactive. And for this, you can Google some simple lines of code and assign it to the elements on the page. I will show it again on the live demonstration. Then once you enhanced your low-code application and it is up and running, in the next phase you probably want to integrate it, either export or import. And Domino Leap is great in this area. You can connect external systems, external to Leap, and it could be NSF application, it could be some application, some system in your environment, or some system outside in the public internet. Or you can let external systems to securely connect to Leap and pull or modify data that you created in Leap application. So you can integrate both ways. And last but not least, everything happens on Domino, is secured on Domino. It is up to you how you specify access control. It's NSF after all. So there is access control list, readers field, and so on and so on. So this is some path, and through some milestones, we will go on the live demonstration that starts right now. For this use case, I choose a situation where a company called Showcase process customer requirements, questions, pricing, technical issues, and so on. All the interactions with customers that take some time. That is not just simple yes, no, some quick answer, and multiple people from my company had to interact with the customer. And so far they manage it via email. So when a salesperson returned from a customer meeting with a 3 bullets of customer requests, he or she, the salesman, sent it either to relevant people or to manager, and then forgot about it. There were no tracking. When they tried to do some tracking, they decided to use shared Excel, and let me show you. This is it. They tried to use Excel, so they shared Excel on some shared drive and put information in it, like this one. Requester, the customer, what is requested, name of the customer, name of the request, when it should be done, and when it started. Very, very simple. But it's shared Excel. If someone incorrectly delete something by mistake, or type incorrect data, or modify rows that are not assigned to the specific people, there is very little that the Excel can do with it. That's why they decided to deploy Domino Leap, and with Domino Leap create a low-code application that can streamline these customer requests. And since it is application, since it is not one shared Excel where everybody can edit everything, now in this application, they can split it into roles. So they created a role initiator, which is anybody in the company, or it could be narrowed only to customer-facing people on help desk, people on call center, or something like this. Initiator submits the request, and it goes to a manager for the specified section. So if it is for pricing, it goes to pricing leader. If it is for technical question, it goes to technical manager. And manager decides who in his or her team is responsible for this. So if it is technical question about deployment and installation, it goes to deployment team. If it is about development and extension, it goes to programmers, for example. And the specialist programmer in this case, for example, says, okay, I agree, I'm working on it, and once it is done, after a few days, he or she can mark it, yes, it is done, and it can go to another stage. So let's go into this demonstration. Okay. This is Leap, Domino Leap user interface. How it looks. Let me refresh. Okay. Yeah, before I start, there will be a section question and answer. If you have any question, please type it into the chat section in this web meeting, and I will go through these comments or questions at the end of demonstration. Thank you. So this is Leap interface. When you start for the first time, this will be empty. In my case, it is filled with applications that I already deployed or I downloaded and deploy. You do not need to do everything yourself. You can download existing application and deploy. And one comment, you can, what I do right now, all of you can try yourself after the session, even if you do not have Domino Leap deployed in your environment, because we have a playground, a sandbox publicly available where you can create your account and explore the product. So I want to create this application for gathering customer requests. Yeah, okay, create new app. And I can start from scratch, like clean sheet, empty paper, or I have existing spreadsheet. I have spreadsheet, yes, because we were using spreadsheet until now, and I will select it. Okay, it is this one. Processing. And this is how Leap analyze the Excel. You can see and you can check that it matches the column, creator, customer request, category, created deadline. And it also tries to recognize the type of the column. Usually it is okay if you have a big amount of data. In this case, I will modify it a little bit. Creator is select one, it could be, but I will choose not select one, like radio button drop down will be better because there are more sellers. And so creator and request is not select, request should be single line, like not checkbox. Date, okay, done. Okay. Next, request, I can select some themes, some UI. I will keep the default ones. And now Domino Leap is converting XLS into Leap application. Behind the scene, right within these 5 seconds, it created a form and it created something like view, like list of all documents. And this is the link to the application. Here it is. And if I go to view data, here it is. All documents that I got that were in Excel are imported in this new application. I can customize it a little bit and set similar to Notes client, like show me details in the right panel. View for, yeah, this one. And now if I click on a document, I've got fields on the right side. If I have enough rights, and I have because I'm a designer right now, I can do any changes and modifications, do an update, and it will be saved. Right now, after this 5 seconds import, I've got better functionality in this default vanilla Domino Leap application, better functionality than in this Excel file that acted as a data source. But that's not it. We will of course not stop in this phase. We will go further. So before I leave this default show me all documents view, I can show you this one. If the documents, if the forms or the documents has values that could be categorized, like product type, quarter, month, year, or something like this, Leap automatically for you, without this is done automatically, can draw a chart, can do some visualization of data that are entered in the application. So this is by default available out of the box. Let me close this one, and by clicking Edit, I will start modifying the application. When Leap imported the Excel file, it recognized 6 fields. This one, 6 fields. So it was able to put it into the sheet, into the form. But of course, design is up to me. It cannot do look and feel. So it's just imported. And now I will play a little bit with the design, with the interface. For those who see Leap for the first time, this is where you do all the design. It is all in browser. No, there is no Windows client, Domino Leap designer, like we have Domino designer for classical NSF application. No, it all happens in NSF. In the main central part is the application that we are working on. On the left side are elements or pieces of code. Those are the Lego bricks, Lego pieces that I put by drag and drop into the paper. And optionally, on the right side is a properties pane where I can specify properties for each element that I select. So let me modify this default form into something more nicer. First, I mentioned we have 3 stages, like initiator, manager, and specialist. So let me first split this form into these 3 sections. So it is both visually organized and internally in data organized. For this, we use sections. So I create a section at the top. Spread it more, spread it through across the whole page width, and this one I can this one, and into this section, this is creator. This is the section where salesperson will put information. So we need to put customer into it. Customer, we need to put request, and you see all I do is just drag and drop request. Product category is specified in the first request. This is it. And creator created when it is created, of course, when it is created, and that could be it. But to specify this should be longer, this could be shorter. So for this, I add a new column, like in Excel, append column last. Okay. I can move this one, make this field bigger. All is drag and drop. Okay. Customer, it should be bigger, not 20 fields, it can be 50, and with full. You see, immediately you do not need to wait for some refresh or rebuild. It is all applied automatically. Okay, done. And now we have manager section. Manager section is the next one. Right. And for manager, we need manager name. We do not have manager name. So this is how I create new field. I just select if it should be single text, radio button, date, email type. This time is a classic text, manager. And I rename internal name to manager. Okay, then we need deadline, and deadline should be date, this one. deadline, and rename it not date one, deadline. I get used to change system name, system ID immediately after I create new field, because it's better to change it immediately, not after some time. Manager and some manager nodes. It's first time for multi-line, something like multi-line or rich text. Some comments. Manager comments or manager nodes. Manager nodes. And this one. And yeah, we've got, yeah, okay, yeah, we've got deadline. We've got deadline already. It is this one. And the last section is completely new for the product specialist, assigned by the manager. And it is easy. It is similar to this one. Single line entry. No, wait. Delete. I will choose another one, name picker, because we should specify it is existing specialist. It is not some John Smith from outside. And existing people I have in Domino directory. So I choose name picker and name it specialist. Specialist, this one. And specialist has also date, which is when he finished the job. Finished or completed. Finish or complete. And also notes, like it is done with some comments, with some important notes or something like this. So multi-line entry again, where specialist can put some info. Notes, and to make it unique, if I okay, yeah, and make it bigger. Now it looks nice. I can do some preview. There is a preview. Show me preview. How it will look for end users. Okay. Radio buttons. Okay, here it is specialist. So let me try my name. Okay. First name, last name, you see, it can find people from Domino directory. In this case, it takes names from names NSF. It's nice. Maybe some heading. So let me add some headers, but first for created, this is the day. This is the most important date when it was created. And we will later use it for sorting. From low to high, from high to low. So the same as you do it in nodes, you specify, okay, these fields should be sorted. So please build an index for it. And it is very easy. I just specify sort options here. Ascending, descending, both. And also I can check this checkbox start with the current date, which means if I create the application, it pre-filled current date, and if I'm okay, or I can change it. And mandatory fields, it would be wise to set some fields as mandatory, so seller do not submit incomplete form. In Leap, you set a field as mandatory with just one click, like this one. You see this place or click, and click, and now all these three fields are mandatory, and you cannot submit the form without filling these three fields. Okay, and the heading. So let me add something nice at the top. I will make some insert row and image. We should find image. Okay, use the properties to the right to add image file. Yeah, there is no image, yes, because it's a fresh new application. So I choose image from my disk, and it is company logo. Done. Yeah, it's too big, so I specified it to 60 pixels. Oh, no, it's better. And some form name to the right side. Customer request, top heading, bold, bigger, 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 40, and a color, and some color in this one. Preview. Yeah, now it is better. Now you see created. Created is pre-filled with today's date. I can change it. And mandatory field, without those fields, I cannot submit it. Okay, here is a blank field for product category. So let me show you now this is done and we can publish it. And if you remember the path, the S path, how we started small and adding more and more features. Now I will show you how you can put some interactivity into the form. We have product categories. And in some categories, I want more information. So for example, if it is furniture, I need to specify if it is chairs, tables, or something like this. So I create a new multi-line. Yeah. It will be product details, more, and I want to show it only when furniture is selected. Again, no coding because it is no code platform. So I create a rule which is similar to mail rule in your mailbox. I click on this shield button, rules, name, show product details, human name, and now the action. I assemble, I mentioned Lego bricks. So it is the time. Perform the action. Product details, show or hide. Show when product category field is furniture. Done. And let me check. Okay, no. Display, no. Yeah, so it is working. And now I see I can add two more rows. So I simply do this one, 6, and it is better. Now I can save it. And let's play a little bit with the graphics, the look and feel. There are main categories on the left side: access control, workflows, design, coding, and properties, and so on. So far, we were in the first tab. Now we, for a few minutes, go to a styling tab where look and feel is modified. There is no business logic. There is only design, colors, lines, thickness, border images, and so on. So this is the this is the default theme. I do customize, and now I have tens of parameters. I can customize, squeeze, and modify the default blue theme. Everything is stored as CSS. If you, or we will show it later. Moment. Let me show. Yeah, you can customize CSS or do modification. If you have a CSS skilled person in the team, he or she can create CSS and paste it. If not, you will create, you will put together, generate the CSS by modifying the parameters. And let me do it this way. First, start with a image. General background image. There is just logo and I want the wallpaper. So I choose the wallpaper. This one, background. Okay. And again, the same way as you put together fields, it is displayed automatically and immediately. The same is with the design. So I have background. It means I have to, this should not be transparent, the form background. So I go to box, background color should be white. Okay. Border radius 10 pixels. Yeah, round edges and lower the space to 16. Okay, it is smaller and maybe drop shadow. Yeah, small drop shadow, done, okay. And I will also round this section border. So I go to section, border, radius, again, then done. Yeah, now it is both ready. Okay, and now this is the CSS that is generated. So by clicking and modifying 10 pixel border radius, images, background image, it created a CSS. So you do not have to, if you do not know the CSS syntax. Okay, done. And now it is applied. It is applied to the form. Preview. No? Yeah, now it looks better. Okay. So we have a form. We have a form that can go through, that is split into several stages. You can click on submit, but what happens then? We have a, speaking in Node's terminology, we have a form, but we do not have a view. We do not have a custom view. We have view for admins, but not view for end users. And so let's create a page with a view for end users. For this, we have application pages, and I create a new one that will show all submitted requests. So I name the page request list. Okay. And good thing is that I can copy paste some existing fields. So from this one, from page, I copy headline. Control C. Did I do it correctly? Okay. Click. It is off. Oh, yeah. Now copy it. Paste. Let me try this same image. Copy. Paste. Okay. And now we want to put insert row below, and we want to put view. View is created by data grid. I just drop data grid, and it starts wizard. Okay, you want to show some documents. Tell me which form do you want to use for this request? There is just one. Which fields do you want to show? Okay, to make it easy to navigate, these 4 ones. Three of these are mandatory, so it makes sense. Next, in which order do you want to show me in the table? First is customer, no, then should be request, then who created, internal person, and when he created, okay? And now this is the time when we utilize this ascending, descending sorting, because I set this field as able for sorting. I can sort it, I can order it by created. All the streams, okay. Next, done. I will spray it. And it is it. I will just extend show me 10 field. Okay. And I think now we can save it. Now we can save it and publish. I will open a new page. One. So we can stay open in this editor, and I will go to the home page of the Leap. Here it is. You see there is a mark. The application changed since the last deployment. So what I did, all the changes I did here are not published or not published. So I publish it now, and it goes from draft or staging to production. Done. Now it is rebuilding and creating new web elements for publishing. Done. And if I click on launch, okay, new design. Okay, it looks. I can submit, so let me customer Orion, creator is me, request is new chairs, furniture, 10 chairs. Okay, now this is not mandatory, submit. Data has been submitted, but what now? I did not specify that after I click submit, I should go to show me all documents view. So now it is a good time to move to another tab, which is workflow. And that is, if I mention low code or no code, it means you do not code, stages in JavaScript. You have a visual editor when you see all these stages and actions between stages. In this default application, we start as an initiator here, fill the document, click on submit, and then it goes to submitted stage where you can update. That's it. There's no other branching, no conditions, nothing. So first, I go to submit button and specify on the right side what should we do. So okay, next stage is submitted, but once clicked, go to request list. Go to this one. And I can customize the message, I can translate or put some links or something like your data has been successfully submitted and so on. When you registered for this event in the application that I used for this registration, I created a page with all information, ICS files for download and so on, and I do the same. After you submitted your request, your registration, a new README page is shown to you, is presented to you with all the necessary information. So this is how I created new action for this button. Show me another page, and quickly I will demonstrate how you would proceed with the new stages, like manager stage and specialist stage. So it is submitted. Now you want manager to assign it. So once it is submitted, you create a new button, and the button would be assigned to a specialist, and it would go to stage assigned to a specialist. And once specialist said it is completed, it goes to completed stage. It goes to completed stage. I cannot modify. Yeah. And this is how it looks in more complex way. So this is workflow. Again, even if it is a workflow with some conditions or special events, lookups, and so on, you still do not coding. You can a lot of things modify by just setting parameters on the right side. Okay, so submit, save, and deploy. Yes. Close. And if I do launch this time, now I will show something different. B, so we recognize that it is different. Submit. Okay, thank you for submitting. And then we are here. And if I scroll or those are fields that I created today. And if I double click, it opens the document. If I have enough rights, I can modify or move forward. Now you see there is a new button assign to a specialist that I could specify here, Felix assign. And Felix could receive an email notification. While closing. So until now, we did definitely only no code. I did not type anything. So let me any code, any JavaScript or any other programming language. So let me show how you can extend it with a little bit of JavaScript, even if you are not a JavaScript developer. I am not a developer, yet I'm able to enhance Leap apps with a little bit of scripting. So for example, first one, we automatically set that created date is pre-filled by today, by this day, by this checkbox. I won't do the same for creator to set my name because I am logged in. I need to be logged in, and please use my name as a creator unless I explicitly switch it to another person. There is no field like pre-fill with current user, but you can do it easily with one JavaScript line. So in this case, I go to form. I want to know first the line. What should I do? There is a help documentation, and I want to search current user. This is what I'm looking for, current user. Okay, application objects, API, that's it. And current user, show me current user. Get current user info. This one, application get returns the identifying name of currently logged user. You see, really one line, copy, and specify it into the properties field where I want. So I go to form events, and I create on load this one. Paste, that's it. just Google it, and now with control, now it's a control space, I can select the field, and the field is creator. Into creator, insert value of current user. Okay. Wrong preview. I want to preview form, not the application. You can see this is my name. This is the name, superadmin, who is logged in. So it works. And I just Google the line from the API documentation which I should include. Another good example. I want to include customer contact. Customer, it is company name. I want to put a name of a person, insert row. I want to put customer name in here, but I want to select it from CRM, from our internal system, which means connect to the system via API. I do not have such demo API, but I have demo REST. This one. This is demo service with demo users. I don't know, 10, 15 demo users that I will use as an example how Leap can consume external service and pull information, in this case, pull information about people, about customers, for example. So I copy this URL, go to Leap, and let me drive. Okay, I want to select a username from dropdown, customer contact, make it a little bit bigger. And I will not specify names, John Smith, Frank Adams, and so on. I say, I want to use a service. And a service is something like an agent in Domino world. Use a service, which is a business logic behind the button or drop down or checkbox or something. And in this case, I want to consume external URL. I will paste it. Okay, next. And no filter. And I want, what do I want? I want to take last name, just last name. I want to take last name, and connect it to drop down customer contact. This is the field that I just created. And there is stored value and display value. Okay. Save and preview. And now you can see, monitor the field that I just created, customer contact. You see, for a half of second, it was short. It was like 0 length. Then it extended because during this half second, it connected external REST API. Via REST API, it connected external service, sent, hey, give me a list of your users, and I'm interested in last name. Okay, here is list of last names, and I can see, so I can select this one and continue. So this is how you can pull data from external system into Leap. If you want, you can also modify that is full CRUD. And I mentioned there is also the other way. So external system like CRM can go connect to your application, to your data, and read or modify something. And it is done again by REST API, which is created by default behind the scenes for all applications that you create in Leap, in Domino Leap. And you can see here are the access point, the paths that you can use from external system, like OK. And if I call this URL, for example, go to the application and form and give me information about fields, about data, I can create, read, update, delete, everything. So behind the scenes, Domino Leap creates an API gateway that you can use from external systems and connect to Domino Leap. You do not need to code this API for you. It is created, and it is created for each application that you create. You see, each application has a unit. This one, there is a number, and this number is used as an application ID in this. So it is unique regarding the applications. Now, last step in this demo is to expose it, because we did not touch access control list yet. So let me close everything and go to this application. And now I want to open, let's say I want to open this application for anonymous users, for example, for you, so you can check it. I go to access, and it's something like HCL in Domino. There is a list of stages. You see the completed and assigned that we just created. What you can do in each stage, who can do what. So it's like access control. And then you have roles, again, like HCL in NSF, roles, and you specify who is in this role. For example, administrator is just me. Initiator, all authenticated users. It's like default in NSF, so default either anonymous or all authenticated users. In this case, I will add anonymous. So initiator, add anonymous, done. And I will confirm, OK, initiator can create document, and also he or she should be able to view it. Done. So I add save, publish. Okay. And now if I'm logged in, super. But if I open anonymous windows, okay, if I take the URL, this one, copy, and I open it in incognito in anonymous windows, I should not be asked for logging. 1 minute ago, before I change access control, instead of this one, I would be displayed classic Domino login form. And now, yeah, I'm anonymous. I'm preferred as anonymous, of course, and done. Okay. And so if you want to check it, let me also show this one. Control. Yes, and I've got QR code generator. And so if you are looking on the screen, not on mobile device, and you have mobile device at your hand, you can read it, and I do it right now. I am doing it in my mobile. I will show you result later. This one, Showcase Blue, is the name of my server. I click on it. And wait, let me show you. Yes, you should see something like this one, customer request. And it does automatically Leap does some sort of responsiveness. So instead of putting all the fields in 2 or 3 columns, it recognizes, okay, this screen is too narrow, is small, so I should not display fields in multiple columns. I will show fields in one column so people can navigate it easily. Yeah. So if you want on the screen, you can type something. select, you just need to fill the mandatory fields. Done, done, submit. Processing, okay. Done. Next, A/B leap test. Yeah, I see someone else already created it. Yeah. So this is also a great example that even if I did not take care about small mobile screens, Leap does this. Leap does this for me. Okay, so now I will close this one. I can leave also this one, and now I will start and move to the presentation again. And next is news in version 1.1, because I promised this in the invitation that this session will be both for completely new people who saw Leap for the first time, who saw Leap for some time, maybe did some experiments, but yet are not skilled enough, and also for those who built already some applications and would like to know what is new in the latest version. The latest version is 1.1, and we enhanced a few sections or few categories of new features. First one is improving workflow building. What you saw in this diagram where I created new stages. So improvement in this section, in this area. Then copy paste. You already show this when I copy paste image and headline and the title from one form to another. I will show it again. And then better integration with Domino, with NSF. So we have full CRUD, create, read, update, delete between documents in Domino and documents in Leap, even now with rich text document editing. Before that, it was that Leap could read rich text from NSF. Now we can read and write. So let me show it live. Workflow branching and workflow alerts. Let me show and skip to do the live demo because it should be better. And this one, hardware and software request launch. This is application that is already created. You can, by the way, download this application, explore, and use it for yourself. This is example of internal application where employees can ask for new equipment, hardware or software. For example, hardware, Windows laptop, okay, this one, or Apple laptop, this one, software, okay. I can create an order and then I can see orders and approve and deny or something like this. For this, because it's approval, I need some workflow. So if I edit this hardware software request application in edit mode, you can see again it's a list of fields, checkboxes, filters, similar as we did in our customer request database. It's opening, and I will switch to workflow and workflow for this form. Now you see this one is more complex. It's more complex. It starts, go to submit it, then either manager approve or deny. So for example, I want to buy a new laptop. It goes to my manager. Manager said no or yes. And what is new in version 1.1 is that if he clicks on yes, approve, there is a branching. There are two branches, two options, first line approval or second line approval. And the branch, the condition says, if it is greater than $10,000, it needs to go to second level approval, which could be CIO or local director or branch manager or something like this. If it is lower than this value, only first line manager is okay, and it goes to approve stage. You can have multiple branches. One is always default, and other have some conditions, and you specify condition in this clicking interface, not specifying in JavaScript or somewhere. So you say, okay, if this field is greater, equal, lower, exist, non-exist, then follow into this branch. So this is first improvement, and second is notifications or alerts. You can create a notification if it is submitted. You can create easily, send an email. If someone submits a request, you can create an email that is automatically sent from Domino messaging system. And for example, you can specify send it to manager email, for example, send it to manager email that it is assigned to manager. What is new in version 1.1, in the latest version, is okay, manager got email, but manager got many email notifications. So I want to set some alert for this stage. So for stage submitted, and if it is in this stage for a specified number of days, for example, if it is in stage for 2 days, and manager did not act or move it to either approve or deny, then manager will receive again notification like, hello, Mr. Manager, you did not touch this request. Please click on this link and either approve or deny. And you can specify the value either as a number of days or some value in the form. So deadline for decision could be next Monday, and it can check if it is before or after this Monday, or specific date. It has to be done before 10th of each month, for example, some approval for paychecks or something. You can specify if you count business days or calendar days when you want to send the notification. So in this case, it could be 8 a.m. when they go to the office, and definitely not, it should be our Central European zone done. So it is all in clicking. So this is another improvement. No. So workflow branching and reminders. This is the text, if you do not modify the text, that people receive if they do not touch, if they do not interact in time, in specific days, for example. Then we improved HTML editor, because I mentioned you do not, but you can enhance your application with a little bit of JavaScript, HTML snippets, and so on. For example, if you want to include Google Map to show some address, for example, some customer address in a lower right corner of your form, you can, but for this you need a few lines of HTML that you can take from the documentation on the web. And I will, so this is improvement of HTML editor. And copy paste, if you have some, it could be section, it could be field, it could be image, it could be some text, and you can now copy paste it from one form to another, even across applications. Let me show you both these updates. I have existing application, this one, geolocation using Google Maps API, this one. If I click show me where I am, it takes GPS location, and if it is not prohibited in the, yeah, no, okay, that's me in the Prague. Okay, correct. And you see there is some text, GPI, you need to include your personal API secret key and so on. And if you done this in one application and you want to copy paste in other similar applications, now you can. So let me create a new application, completely new map, and I go to existing one, this one, edit mode. Here is the section. There is a code. There is a code behind this, all the keys and so on. And I want to just take this one, copy it, paste. And it copied not only this element, but also related events and codes and API keys. And if I do preview, it should work in this blank new application, all the elements that I put into this section. Where am I? Checking, connecting, ta-da, done. I'm in Prague. So this is copy paste, and this is the new improved with color coding HTML editor. And now just mentioning new default page validation. If you remember, I specified three fields as a mandatory, and unless these fields are filled, you cannot submit. So this is first condition. And second, you can have form split into several pages. If you have 50 fields to fill in some complex form, you do not want to put it everything on one page. You split it into 3-4 pages, for example. And now you can check that mandatory fields are clicked once you browse through pages. So you do not need to wait until the end of last page, submit, and you got, hey, these seven fields are not filled, and you have to scroll back and fill those fields. Now it is more polite for end users and show the warnings when they try to switch to another form page. And for us, Domino admins and Domino developers, we have a improvement in CRUD, in create, read, update, delete. And on the left side, you see content, you see read content from Domino discussion database, which is on the right side, which is pulled via service, via native Domino service. And if you edit it on the left side, it is edited on the right side and vice versa. So if someone edited document in Domino, it will be displayed with new content in the Leap. So this is also improvement in version 1.1, in the latest one. I will end the talking about Domino Leap with 2 links. First one is pointing to Digital Solutions Sandbox, which is our playground. If you click on it, you can create your personal account on Digital Solutions Sandbox. First one is Domino Leap. You can create your account, first name, last name, email, Once you've got it, it takes a few minutes. You can log in like I do right now. And you got a fresh Domino Leap environment where you can start creating your first apps. You can see this one is the application that I use for our registration. So this is first tip to check. And the second page is Leap Showroom. Leap Showroom is our catalog of applications that shows both existing applications. It could be as an inspiration. Is it clicking? Visit Showroom. it could act as inspiration for use cases. So there are real applications that our development team created. You can download it, you can deploy it either to showcase or to your environment and play with it, reuse. Some applications, some demos are intended for reusing. So there are code snippets like the one with the image. I do not know why it is not clicking in this case. It's opening something. Okay. This is how it looks. You see, it's split. You have real applications or snippets, examples, and you can click on it and download. No registration is needed. It is for free, and you can download and reuse the real working Leap applications. If I summarize Domino Leap, it is a low-code / no-code platform. It depends up to you. You usually start with no-code, and once you use it more and more, you enhance your application towards low-code. You can enhance it with workflows, with approval stages. You can use it internally or externally. Internally, it is used mainly for processes like approving. Externally, usually for some surveys, submit a request, or something like this. It can work in a standalone sandbox. It could work as is. You do not need to integrate it with anything, but if you want, you are open for internal and external integration. From Leap, you can access external systems. From external systems, you can connect and work with Leap data. It is all running on Domino infrastructure, so it is easy to deploy, easy to manage. All data are secured in NSF. So if you have managed Domino Access, Domino Backup, and so on, these applications will be backup as a native NSF apps, and that's it. You do not need to solve a third-party product in your existing infrastructure. Domino Leap, and at the end, just an addition, because I know there are also Domino developers and web developers, mobile developers, and so on in the audience. So at the end I added this one notice. So this is the portfolio. This is the diagram that I created to demonstrate the products, the palette, the whole spectrum we have in digital solutions. On the left side, there are products and user facing. Domino, notes, verse, email in the center. You can extend it with same time for chat and web meetings, and connections for document sharing, collaboration across teams, organization, or with external people. On the right side are development-related products. Again, Domino, Nomad in the center, new REST API, and so on. And two new categories, low-code and pro-code or multi-platform code or web or mobile development. Domino Leap is in this low-code, no-code platform, and Volt MX or Volt MX Go is mentioned in both categories, and it is because it's our latest addition to the portfolio. So if you hear someone from HCL or from HCL Business Partner talk about Volt MX platform or something, it's a multi-platform. That's why MX, multi-platform experience, that allows you to develop applications for web, mobile devices, or desktops. It has basically two parts. One is developer part, which is called Iris. See example how it is developed. You use drag and drop and position elements on the mobile screen, for example, on the tablet screen. And then you have backend system, which is called Foundry, and it's integration, security, authentication part. It's something like Domino extended with some external connectors. So it's backend and front end. You can connect it to your existing Domino environment, and you can move your existing Domino apps to the next level if you need. So if I summarize with digital solutions, you can have covered all types of developers. If you from left to right, if you start, you can start easily with Domino Leap. With Domino Leap, quickly create application that we just did in the past 1 hour. You can have Domino act as a central piece of authentication, storage, and everything. Web access through Nomad Leap or Nomad Mobile, security, everything as we know Domino as is. Plus, Notes client, rich client, messaging, Domino in the center. And if you want to go even right, even to more web development, cross-platform for mobile devices, Androids, and so on, we have in portfolio Volt MX or Volt MX Go, which is a package, a special package for Domino customers. So that's just summary at the end, that it is not only about Domino Leap, but the whole broad picture. And I've got some. And at the very end, invitation to next events that we plan before the summer. We have 2 sessions remaining in this spring run on the CEE Café. In 1 month, there will be Café in May, news in digital solutions that will be presented on Engage. And in June, we will show same time premium version 12 chat, online meetings, sharing, web conferences, and so on. Left side is online, like we are doing right now. Right side is on-site events in Amsterdam. First one, Engage. I think they mentioned several hundreds of people are gathering in Amsterdam like every year, and there will be presented the latest news for digital solutions portfolio. And at the end of May, we will have in Prague, in Czechia, for Czech-speaking people and Slovak-speaking people, traditional SUTOL symposium organized by SUTOL user group. So again, news and latest announcements for digital solutions, mainly focusing on Nodes and Domino. Before we go to the questions, I will formally finish this recording, finish with the light slide, then I stop recording and we'll go through your comments. Thank you everyone for joining this April's HCL Digital Solutions CEE Café. We covered low-code, no-code solution, which is called Domino Leap. You can deploy it yourself if you have the necessary license. If you don't, you can test it on our playground servers. Thank you for joining and looking forward for meeting you either on some on-site event or online next month in next DSS Cafe. Thank you. Bye.